Okay. All right. So you got Costa Rica, Thailand. We got Southern California in here, but we got a big weekend for the NFL. And you got some opinions. I got some opinions, but we're going to start off with the first game, and that's Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. Right now, the Kansas City Chiefs are the dynasty. Nobody wants the Kansas City Chiefs to win. You got Taylor Swift going viral for all the wrong reasons at this particular point. AI, you got Travis Kelce on every commercial right now. Patrick Mahomes and Brittany Mahomes, everybody's annoyed by them. So everybody across the country wants to see Kansas City get dumped. Lamar Jackson is the fan favorite right now. Everybody wants to see him win the Super Bowl, and they're pulling for the Ravens. The Ravens at home, Kansas City Chiefs for the first time playing an AFC championship game on the road. The weather is not a factor. Both teams play in cold weather, but Kansas City Chief has the edge. Are they the favorite in this game?
Baltimore Ravens, home field. They do have the favorite role in this contest. They're favored by 3.5 to 4 points. Kansas City, to your point, Greg, they have now been to the AFC Championship game 6 of the last 7 years. I like teams that are proven, teams that know what it's like to get there, teams that know what it's like to get to and or win the Super Bowl. The big three with Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Kelce. Tough to go against proven winners at this late date. Last weekend, my money was on Buffalo and Josh Allen, but Josh Allen, again, for the upteenth time, choked the game away. I give credit where credit is due. In Kansas City, the fact is they made their halftime adjustments like they always do under the tutelage of Coach Andy Reid, and they just flat out were the better team on the road. Because that was the one I've made a lot of money, Greg, betting on the Chiefs over the past few years, especially in the playoffs and or the Super Bowl. But the fact of the matter is, this was the first game that they played Buffalo in Buffalo after Buffalo had already beat them in Kansas City. So I thought it was a great spot for Josh Allen to step up and put his money where his mouth is. But in fact, Kansas City just took it to them. But in this game, no one likes and respects Lamar Jackson more than me. In fact, my strong opinion is he's the MVP of the league. You know, because I won't let you forget, I've told everyone since September, I bet the Ravens to win the AFC at 15 to 1 and 11 to 1. So I've got a big fat payday coming. I've hedged some of it off on Kansas City because that's a smart thing to do. So no matter who wins, I win, but I hit the jackpot. I win the most as long as Baltimore holds serve. They win at home. But to your point and to your question, who do I like? And do they have the right team favored, implying that Kansas City might be favored because they're proven? But the fact of the matter is the Ravens at home proven this season, they are the favorite, 3.5 to 4 points. The value, forget my future bet. This is a 3.5 hour contract. The value in my mind, points mean more than opinions. These two teams are pretty comparable in talent. I give the Ravens a slight edge because they are at home, but I like the Chiefs plus the 4.
The Chiefs plus the 4. You know, I knew you were going to do this. The Chiefs plus the 4. It looks so good. It's so tempting. That looks like some value money right there. I mean, that point set pretty good here. They got to win by a touchdown. The teams are close. You got Mark. You got the tight end coming back in. All right, he's cleared and ready to go. Kansas City has some problems on the offensive line. This could be a slobber knocker. I don't see a blowout, so that means Kansas City plus 4 looks good. If you want to go what's best for the money, you're saying there's no chance for a blowout, or you just hedging your bets.
There's always a chance for a blowout. The point spread is there, my friend, to present a 50-50 proposition. The odds makers, I mean, this line opened 3.5. All the money has come in on Baltimore. And I think that's, as you mentioned, Greg, has to do with the fact that the stud tight end Andrews is likely to play. So that's why the line has been bumped up to 4. But keep in mind, from an odds-making standpoint, the odds makers, they want to set that point spread to where they can generate, hopefully, in an ideal world. It never works out this way, but their mindset is strong. They want to create 50% of the money on Baltimore minus the points and 50% of the money on Kansas City plus the points. But as I say, points mean more than opinions. Even though the Ravens at home, I give them the edge, they have zero interest in winning by 5 points or more. Whereas KC, even if they're down late, I mean, Baltimore might be playing the clock. Kansas City can always get a late backdoor touchdown and or steal the game outright. So the value is with Kansas City plus the 4, in my objective opinion. And it's hard for me to be objective because I've got a big fat payday coming as long as the Ravens just win the game. You know, there's something called the rule of 72 when you invest in the stock market. If you can double your money every 7 years by getting a 7 to 8% return on your money, you double your money every 7 years. I don't have that kind of time. I'm taking my investment from September a few short months ago, and I'm taking it times 15. I'm taking it times 11 because I bet the Ravens. I saw the Ravens. People forget a year ago they had a commanding 4-game lead with 5 games to go when Lamar went down and they lost the division late to Cincinnati because they finished, I believe, 0-5. But I don't forget things like that, and that's why he came back knowing that the Ravens were undervalued this year. But yeah, there's always a chance. I mean, the Ravens could win by 30. It's a football game. Anything is possible. Anything can happen. But again, I'll take my chances with the Chiefs plus the 4, and who knows? Down the middle solves the riddle. If Baltimore wins by 1, 2, or 3, I win all the money. Boom, shakalaka.
You win all the money. You take home everything, and you look like a smart guy by taking the value right there at 4.5. And it could be a little bit more, could be a little bit less, but the earlier the better when you get your money in on that one. Like it could be at 5 tomorrow, or it could be at 3. Right. So either way, it should be a good game, man. I appreciate your information on this one. Anything else on this one before we go to the next game? Anything that we should be looking for in terms of conspiracy, anything related to the Chiefs?
No, I do think that these two teams, you don't always get this, my friend, in the playoffs because the parity is the word of the day and every day in the NFL on any given Sunday. But in this case, I really believe the top 2 teams in the AFC, definitely Baltimore and Kansas City. So to your point, it should be a knockdown, drag out game. Maybe a coin toss could go either way. I give the Ravens a slight edge because they are at home. But if you're going to give me Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey 4 points, I'll gladly take them. So that's all I've got on that game, my friend.
All right, excellent. And I think there was a super chat. So let me jump in here and make sure we acknowledge the people who support Henry Resilient. Said NFL commercial revenue doubles if Kansas City wins. In terms of that, you know, we have the conspiracy theorists. We know we got to market the Super Bowl or the big game, and the referees do have a little bit, you know, a leeway of making some close calls. I think this game is going to be close. I think maybe if Kansas City's up, Baltimore makes a run back. So, you know, for that, you know, these leagues do know that if they do have small market teams or teams that aren't popular, teams that don't have star players that have commercials that they can run at halftime, that it's in the league's best interest to help this team along. Do you believe any of that stuff?
In a word, hell no. It means less than nothing to me. But again, I understand that a lot of people track the NFL for entertainment purposes.
Pfizer got to get their money.
Yeah, it means nothing. It really has to do with, as a professional sports bettor, I can't be bothered with things that you're going to hear on ESPN or the average guy on the street talking about conspiracy or the fix is in or the league wants this team to win. Again, if that was the case, the Lakers would be in the NBA championship against the Knickerbockers every year, and we know the Knicks are a complete fraud, except this year, since they picked up Anunoby, I like the Knicks. They're going to climb the Eastern Conference standings. But the fact of the matter is, when it comes to sports betting, there's so much fluff, so many distractions, so much entertainment. People are reaching for conspiracies, this, that, and the other. It goes in one ear and out the other. To me, 3-hour contract. What I'm concerned about is who's in the lineup, who's not in the lineup, who's at home, who's playing well, how do these two teams match up, and post a number, let me bet into it. Or I can always pass, but I do have a small opinion on the Chiefs plus the 4.